fruit boards and charcuterie boards, or charcuterie if I should say that right in French, boards are very trendy these days, and today I'm sharing with you this very simple fruit board idea. I hope you are able to make this for your next gathering. What a simple but delightful way to present your fruit. Everybody is going to love this. I have here fruits. These are actually fruit that I had for Mother's Day, so this video is long overdue, but it's finally here, and I'm going to start with my watermelon. I'm trying to cut them up into triangles. You just have to have an idea on what shapes you want for your fruit and how to arrange them. That is basically what this whole video entails. So I'm making my triangles, setting everything aside as I cut them, and then after everything is cut up, we will go ahead and arrange them on our board. So I'm making these thinner slices. I'm going to be using a cookie cutter to get some shapes out of this. So I'm going to get some hearts out of these watermelons, just like that. Very simple. These are going to go on top of the fruit when everything is arranged. A little bit of detail. If you have more time, you can definitely cut more of this, or probably just make the whole watermelon into hearts, depending of course on how big your board or the number of guests you are going to have. Because by the time I'm done cutting out these few shapes, I'm going to have a lot of watermelon which is still edible but not presentable. I can use it on my board. So it's totally up to you. You can make a lot of shapes, totally everything shapes, but probably end up just saving the rest so you and your family can eat it later on the side. Definitely not wasting anything. So the triangles and a few shapes work perfect for me, and of course, yes, I'm going to eat everything else. So I'm going to save all these in a bowl, and later on we'll tackle that. Delicious. 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 Once I'm done peeling my pineapple, I'm going to cut it into two. Then I will slice each half. You want to make these slices as thin as you can, but of course not too thin. For these portions, considering how many people I was expecting, I think this is perfect. You can make it smaller, you can make it into cubes. It all depends on the kind of arrangement you want to make. Now I'm going to slice my oranges next. I have to say everything has been washed already. I actually washed them with some fruit wash. You can also use some vinegar or salt to wash them. You want to make sure that these are very clean before you cut them. You could also cut your oranges into wedges, but for what I'm trying to achieve, cutting them up into slices like this is perfect. So I just sliced 3 oranges. I have a lot, and if you have more people, you can definitely slice some more on the side and just replace as they get used up. I'm going to cut my cantaloupe next, so I'm peeling it first, and then just here I decided to cut through the half that I've already peeled, so I get to show you how you could have also peeled your cantaloupe or get the skin off without having to peel the whole thing. So I've removed the seeds from this portion. Now I'm going to slice it. And instead of slicing just a quarter of the cantaloupe, I'm going to do the whole half. So I've approximated it back, and now I'm going to just slice. And when I'm done slicing, I'll just separate them by quarters. So if you don't want to peel a whole cantaloupe before you cut it up, you can also cut them or slice them into segments and then remove the skin. It's easier when the segments are smaller than this. This is a quarter, so it's a little bit hard, but the skin is easily removed that way, and then you can cut through it or just eat it whole. So the other quarter of my cantaloupe, I'm going to try to cut out some stars, maybe 2 stars out of that. And that will also go on top of everything when it's just done. The outer part is the better part for presentation, just like this. I'm going to cut my mango, and I'm cutting the 2 sides, the 2 parts that are very fleshy, just like this, and leave out the pit. And now I'm going to just cut through like this, just make these slits here, and then across it to form a grid, just like that. And once it's done for presentation, you are going to just flip it over like this. Very simple and easy for you to eat your mango this way. Delicious. Delicious. So I'm going to have some sliced kiwi on my board, but I also want to just cut up 2 to make a nice design to sit on everything when it's done. And to do this, you want to make some zigzags on your kiwi. So you using a very sharp knife. I'm using actually a paring knife to do this. It's easier for you to use a paring knife to do this. So you just making sure that your incisions go deep into it to almost hit the center of your kiwi, so that way when you're done making these zigzags, it's easy for it to pull apart. Delicious, yeah. I definitely want to have a pop of green on my board, so I'm going to peel some of my kiwis, slice them up, and add it on here. So for Mother's Day, actually, I had some honeydew as well, which is also green, and it was very, very good. I just wish I was able to make that board as intended on that day, but hey, we get to make this for another day. I just love that heart in the middle of that kiwi when I sliced it up. Delicious. I also have these clementines that I want to add on here, so I'm just going to peel them. If you are not expecting too many people, or you have a very big board, you can just put whole clementines there so they can pick and peel up. But peeling it and putting it on the board is also very simple and easy for your guests. And I'm just going to make sure that these don't have all these white stringy parts on, and then I'm just going to separate them into wedges and just put them on the board when we are done. I also had some grape that I was going to put on my board. I did forget, but I'm just showing you how to just cut them into little clusters. So on the board, your guests will just pick a cluster, and it's easier that way than to have them loose. So everything is cut up and ready, and now we are going to start arranging. So I have my board here. This is actually a turntable, so it's more like a lazy Susan. It spins around, so perfect for this purpose. And now I'm going to start arranging my stuff. We're going to start with the pineapple, and I'm trying to arrange them by offsetting them, so one in, one out, which is not even easy for me. I am so bad at coordination, but of course I know what is beautiful, and I'm trying to achieve something that is beautiful. If you are somebody who is very crafty, very well coordinated, this is going to be super easy for you, but look at me struggling here. So anyway, the big parts are going on the board first. So my pineapples, followed by my watermelon. So I'm trying to place these big fruit, I would say, on the inner third of my board, because I want to leave the edges to place the thinner sliced fruit on the edges, and I also want to leave the center out so I can put my berries there. So my watermelon is here now. I've added my cantaloupe. Now I'm trying to place my fruit on the borders. I'm starting with the mangoes, and now I'm going to put the berries in the middle. So I have my blackberries here, and I'm going to try to make a ring so I can put the blueberries in the center of the blackberries, just like this. And now I'm just going to place some more blackberries all around it, just to form a nice border. My strawberries, I'm trying to place some here in this little corner, and then I'm also going to try to find more room later for more. Oranges go here, just like I said. I'm leaving the other borders so I can place my sliced fruit here. A mango, an orange, and now I'm going to make room for my kiwis as well. Just like that. This board is actually taking shape now. It's beginning to look beautiful, if I may say so myself. So now that I've completely filled my board with fruit, I'm just trying to find little spots to fill in my clementine, some more strawberries, just to make sure that all the little holes that we see are all filled with little stuff, just like I'm trying to do now. And of course, you also don't want to forget the cut out fruit. Just find good spots to place them so they make your whole board pop. So I have a star here, and now I'm placing a heart. And of course, you also don't want to forget about your kiwi. When you're done with this, place everything in little corners just like this. I'm just trying to tuck it in between the yellows so there's a pop of green on that side. And here we go. Very simple to do. I hope you consider making this next time when you have a gathering. Trying to find more space for my strawberries, but please try not to make your board too tacky. And in the middle of my berries, I'm just going to place some mint here. Just look at the difference this brought in here. I hope you try this. It's graduation season, wedding season. So for your rehearsal dinners, you can make this. Holidays coming up. And if you are going as a guest, you can offer to make this and bring it along. Your hostess is going to be super thankful. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and share this video. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.